Hoki mai anō. Now, there's been a lot of kōrero lately around the Māori Roll and strategic voting. What have you been hearing on the ground, Heather, and what do you have to say about that?
There's a lot of kōrero that's telling us, or some are telling us to jump off the Māori Roll because those that are on the Māori Roll are left-leaning voters, and jump off the Māori Roll and then vote for anybody that's not in the right wing, you know, to make sure that we get more. The problem with that is that that's an excuse that the government will see and go, look, Māori left in the droves off the Māori Roll. They don't think that it's needed because thousands left during this election. So that would be an excuse for them to say, let's have a referendum or let's change legislation and get rid of the Māori seats, which is a problem. At the moment, based on population, the government should have initiated another seat, which is down in Wellington, because the roll grew, the Māori Roll grew. But what they decided to do was put that on hold, I think, till 2032. So we're kind of locked out from getting another seat. The more people that come, it's decided on population, on how many seats we have. So we could have had 8, but if more came, we could end up with about 12 Māori electorate seats.
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
I have a couple of clips here that I would like for you to react to, if you will. First, we're going to touch into, this is the Māori Roll versus General Roll.
It's an interesting thought because for years, the number of Māori electorates was determined by the number of people who had signed up for the Māori Roll. But because things are being done differently now, the number of seats is kind of locked in at 7 because of the way, and there's not going to be censuses anymore. We're just kind of stuck with that number. And because the Māori electorates lock in 7 Māori MPs, you don't have to be on the roll anymore to elect more Māori to Parliament. You could go on the general roll, and like there are lots, you know, because there are only, you know, the 7 seats, but there are 33 Māori MPs, you know, including the Deputy Prime Minister. So, so there's no real need to be on the Māori roll to elect Māori to Parliament. You can then, you know, vote for, anyone you like. So that's the way to get more of your kind of people into Parliament, is to go back to the general roll.
What's your reaction to that perspective?
Oh, it's a bit of a sad summation of, you know, the power that sits within the Māori Roll. What it does is, so the census, when they decided not to do the census was a reality check of who was going, you know, how many people are on the Māori Roll and how many aren't. How many people are on and aren't is irrelevant. These are specific tiriti rights, and they're actually still inequitable. You can say these 33 Māori that are in Parliament, let's ask who of those 33 Māori are tiriti compliant, because that's the question. A lot of them actually are against Te Tiriti, which people think is solely for Māori, but actually that's a partnership for all of Aotearoa. So, yeah, it's really sad to hear that conversation, because sometimes people buy into that. Oh, yes, we've got 33 Māori, but we know a number of Māori that actually don't stand up for the specific rights of Māori, which doesn't mean that any Māori is tiriti compliant, is probably what I'll say.
Yeah, tika. Anei, here is another little 1 minute 15 clip to react to.
You know, the Māori seats are an opportunity for Māori to really express their mana motahaki. I think it's a great blessing that we have these 7 seats, and they're very special. And we've given a opportunity as Māori to enrol in these seats, and that's a very special taonga for us, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
And we have the opportunity this election, like we did last election, to not only get Māori on the list party seats, but also to get elected in their electorates as individual, either independents or with Te Pāti Māori. And there is a way for us, I think, as Māori to maximise that opportunity.
Yeah.
And it's not to go on the general roll. You know, all respect to Lawrence. And I know there's a bit of this, to me it's a bit of gaslighting from the main parties that, oh, you need to be on the general roll to affect change in areas that are close. But the problem with that is these electorates are huge. Your vote is just a little, drop in that big bucket.
What are your whakaaro on that one?
Oh, I think that was a beautiful kōrero. It kind of talks to the inequalities that Māori face every single day through legislation and damaging policies that actually lock us out of the system. There's a bit of a Māori eradication going on at the moment, and it's the Māori seats, the Māori electorates that actually stand up and say, actually, this is wrong. You very rarely see a lot of the right wing stand up and say, we want everybody to live a good life. The policies and strategies that are happening is we only want rich people to live good lives. And unfortunately, we're not all at the same start line, and the policies and legislations act like we're all at the same start line, and we're not. Some of our whānau are way back. And the Māori seats actually are an opportunity to, if we think about Ranginui and Papatuanuku and the Hinatore, that's what the Māori seats are, the opportunity, the realisation of, had our natural development not been interfered with, what we could be.
Yeah. There's a lot of kōrero going on out there around voters thinking strategically because of Kushla's placing on the list. People are saying that allows for another candidate, yourself or Hayley Maxwell, to get in. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, tuatahi, he mana kei tā Kushla. And he pukumahi. And I actually think the strategic voting kōrero is flawed. It takes away our Tino Rangatiratanga and our mana motuhake to decide who our person is. It shouldn't be a natural right that because Kushla's worked really, really hard and she's been acknowledged with a high list placing, that I should just assume a right to that seat. We should be able to prove that we can work that seat just as well as she has, or better, and prove that to our people that we will stand up for them, we will support them in tautoko. I would prefer that people picked me not because I don't have a high list placing, but because they see me as their person. And so, it's not a rite of passage because Kushla is sitting now at number 9 on their list. Yes, she's going to go to Parliament if she doesn't get the seat. But actually, we should work for that. We should prove that we deserve that seat. A seat doesn't belong to anybody. I remember saying to Kush when we were up in Te Wairoa, and I said to her, I'm not coming for your seat. I just want a seat. And when I said your seat, is she has a seat in Parliament. I wasn't talking about the candidate seat. She has a seat in Parliament. So I'm not coming to dethrone her from Parliament. I'm coming to sit beside her, is what I'd like. But yeah, I think we need to stop with the way the pale, stale male do politics and say, I deserve to be there because she's high on the list. We're actually stamping on each other's mahi and ethics and ethos, and also the tupuna that we all bring to our stand.
That's a beautiful answer. Before I let you go, what's one message you'd like people listening to know this morning?
It's tough times. It's really tough times. But as I mentioned before about the hinatore, we've got to remain hopeful. And hope doesn't come with not voting. Hope comes with voting and ensuring those in your household and your whānau vote. Because in order for us to change this government, if we don't vote, we're going to end up with the same. This government is currently hitting their straps. And what we've seen is nothing of what we're about to see if we don't get out and vote, and we don't get those that didn't vote to vote.
Yeah, tika, e mihi nui ana ki a koe, I hara mai tēnei ata. Thank you so much for coming in this morning. Really appreciate our kōrero every time. Tēnā koe.
Kia ora te whānau.